What was biggest takeaway from Money in the Bank?
I got my top three.
Okay,
Not
what's
not 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 a particular order. First off, Shayna Baszler. That shit fucking. That was a fucking what?
That
That
was a
confused the fuck.
shocker.
That confused the fuck out of me. I ain't gonna hold you. That did. Um, that shocked me. Secondly, I would say, I mean, I can. Drew McIntyre returning. I ain't expecting him to come. I mean, it was kind of perfect being out in the UK. The crowd was fucking crazy. Like, of course, they love him. That was, I really, because I really haven't been tapped in and see what's going on with him. So to actually see him come back and go back for the IC title after it happened WrestleMania, that was huge for me. That and seeing him and Gunther go at it, heavyweights like that, they about to fucking smack the shit out of each other. And then thirdly, of course, was the Civil War. Roman actually being pinned. That was like I said, me and Chitty, we was on board with actually Roman and winning. So the
Uh-huh.
fact that they lost, but the fact that they let Roman lose, like so Michael Cole kept saying like his invincibility is like that cloak is gone. Like damn,
He's vulnerable.
like what does he do going forward? Like yeah, what was going on? Like how the fuck does he come back to SmackDown? What's next? Like how do you even like I said, I feel like it'd have been more better if they're the one, because then of course the Usos would have been sentimental favorites, that had the support and they could have possibly like kept that shit going. But now it's like, damn, he and literally like in a month and a half, you lose the Usos lose to Sami Zayn and them, then you lose the Usos, and then now you lose to them. Like it's like damn, like what's next? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not even talking about title wise. I'm just talking about like just him in general. Like you said, like Cole, like his whole physique. Like damn, he had to get pinned in 3.5 years.
It reminds me of, have you ever seen the movie 300?
Yep.
Where you have the Persian prince who just can't be touched, and he gets
Yeah,
that
and now he bleeds.
he's bleeding.
He
Yeah, he
bleeds.
gets that scratch with the spear,
Yeah. So
and he's
now it's
bleeding.
like, yo,
That's how it feels with Roman right now. That he's exposed. He's
almost
bleeding.
like he's vulnerable.
He's
Like, oh
vulnerable.
shit, he's vulnerable.
And with that being said, I feel like we're in a real golden age of wrestling, more than I thought before. I knew before, but after WrestleMania, there could be a huge dip, and there was for a little bit. And I even said, "Oh, wrestling's going to be a little bit mid. I'm going to expect it," because I was just preparing myself for not having high expectations. But yo, every fucking PLE this year has been crazy. Every paid live event has been incredible. Everything, and you go back to even last week, we had Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. Yo, put on a freaking banger there. So like, wrestling as a whole, I'm just super excited to be a wrestling fan. And right now we're seeing some of the best wrestling we've seen in our entire lives, in my opinion, on a weekly basis. um, and with the storytelling now added to it, which I've always, you know, clamored for.
Nigga,
Like you're
the
saying with
storytelling
Roman,
is fucking Steven Spielberg, Brock Hunt. Like it's some it's goddamn. It's one of those like after a soap opera, you like shit.
for real,
Like this how you going? This how you gonna leave us? We gonna wait till Monday or Friday? Like it's like that. Like literally, like I watched the end of the match. I'm like, yo, like what the fuck's about to happen Friday? That's
yeah,
literally the first thing in my mind. Like, yo, what the fuck's about to happen Friday? I'm like, yo, like at this point, I feel like shit. After them beating them, put the Usos on top of the tag team title contention. I feel like, in my opinion, the Usos now they're a different, Usos, before the bloodline. So I feel like if there was a go against Sami Zayn and them now, they smoked their boots.
they do
My
feel
opinion,
like they're on
because
another
like
level.
it's the old Usos before when they had that rivalry with the New Day when it was like went back and forth. Like you knew you couldn't fuck with them. It was like they always do some shit at the end, wherever they had to trick the refs to see like, oh, it was the other Uso who went in like that. Like it's one of them. Like yo, all right, they got their swagger back.
Usos are the best tag team of all time.
Yeah,
Let's
like
just
yo,
say it. They're the best tag team of all
literally,
time,
like I'm
and it's
last
like
night food. Like yo,
there's no
if
real
they really
argument. I think at this point.
if they had that type of like that cash shit, they go on this Friday like yo, listen, we want the tag team title. We want it this day, or we want to fight then. Like they can really do that. But I'm pretty sure they're not gonna do that shit right now. But they really like implemented like we are them.
I think for to talk about the current topic of the Usos and the bloodline, I would say for sure having the bloodline, having the Usos go over was important. Important for the simple fact that, as twins say, Roman's vulnerable, but Roman been vulnerable. What Roman isn't able to do is exert his power, right? Roman isn't.
He can't flex like that no more.
He can't manipulate. He can't manipulate the way he wants to. Now, we said it. We said if Solo lose, we gonna be able to see if Roman be like, "Yo, you lost, motherfucker. I ain't lose." Roman took that loss.
Exactly, and that's why I'm like,
is he still gonna be Solo though?
Exactly.
But that's the thing about him taking the pin. Like that's why I say he's vulnerable because that's 3 years of him not being pinned.
At
Even
the
if he
same time,
lost to Sammy
I'm
and
pretty
KO,
sure that took a
he
lot.
wasn't pinned.
I'm pretty sure that took a lot out of him to actually take that shit. Like, all right, we cool with me taking the L at this time on my reign. Like, I want to know how that conversation with them back looked like. Yeah, you gonna take
it don't.
Like you gonna take this L personally.
No,
like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't no easy. Like,
all
right, cool. I'm gonna get pinned. Cool. Like, that's huge. Like to me, in my mind, like you said, he had to get pinned in 3 years. He's still champion on, but like that's like you said, like that whole physique facade, like the one head of the table, nigga. Every fan that we've been screaming about the last year and a half, whatever like that, God mode, all that type of shit, nigga. We're not saying that shit now. We can't. You got pinned.
But that's the story. But that's the story, though. This is you ask where it goes.
It's almost like he got to redeem himself.
No,
like,
you
like
don't.
he got to go against. He got to go against Jay.
Listen, listen. This the deterioration of Roman because listen, that title has to go on somebody else, right?
Ooh.
But hold on, you chip him down. As Cody said, and this is what I'm about to get to. My biggest takeaway from Money in the Bank wasn't nothing that happened during the fucking pay-per-view. It's the post game. When Cody said, I still got my eye on the prize. So again, when we had our pre-show and we say, who's the guy?
And what did I say?
We talked about Roman and Cody. We said Roman and Cody. We said I said Cody's the guy. You say Roman's the guy. I'm saying Cody said, look, I still want that title.
But how we gonna do it? But how we gonna do that though?
Again, for me, I don't care. What I'm trying to say is, that's the reason why Cody didn't win at WrestleMania, is because Roman's armor was so it didn't have any chinks in it. As the Usos is taking away shit from him, once Solo leaves him, he is completely, absolutely right for the taking for whoever comes for the title at that point, twin.
So you see Solo leaving.
You don't have no protection.
So you see Solo leaving though?
Yes, absolutely.
Sooner rather than later?
Yeah, I think so. I think Solo and Roman might be one-on-one at SummerSlam.
Nah.
Oh, really?
Nah.
You've been saying Solo and Roman for a minute. I'm like, dude, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
I think Jay Uso, nah.
Not for no title. Not for no title or nothing like that.
Listen,
but just
talking about being the tribal chief.
Yeah.
I think they've been talking and teasing, hey, Jay, you could be the next tribal chief. It could go full circle with Jay versus Roman at SummerSlam again, or you can do Jay versus Jimmy versus Roman. If you really want to get spicy, I don't see that happening. But it's a possibility where those two, the Usos, can come after Roman for his championship. Now you can
I
take
think
them and have them go after Sammy
Jimmy
and
and Jay,
KO.
they tight now.
They're tight now, so I don't think they're
yeah,
gonna do that. Yeah,
yeah.
but somebody has to go
I
after
think main
Roman.
event Uso. I think main event Uso going to try and come for the Universal title. Whoever pinned them, I can't tell by the
But
twins.
Jay, yeah,
that's
I think Jay gonna come for the title. Like
but
he
Jay
got that.
said he don't. He said he again. Jay said he. They said they cut the promo. They did it. It was like, you want to be the tribal? He said, hell no. Jimmy, you want to be the tribal chief? Hell no. Right? I don't think they want to be the tribal chief. But to your point, Twin, when you saying he gotta face him 1-on-1, I think that was again. They've had several matches together, right?
they've had a Hell in a Cell. They've
They
had
had Hell in a
one on
Yeah,
Cell.
one.
the last match from the Hell in a Cell one. Yeah,
Yeah, so they done it. This was Jay's moment, right? The low blow, the splash.
It was perfect. Yeah,
That was his moment.
yo, when he did that low blow, I was like, yo, is this Marvel or what?
I think
I said, yo, this
it
is.
brought it back 3 years later.
And then
I
Michael
think
Cole said it 2 minutes. He's like, yo, he did the low. I was like, yo, this is some Marvel shit.
Roman's next solo match.
Marvel
against Solo.
Roman got to spin the block. He got to
Roman-
redeem himself. Ain't no way you about to take 3 L's in a row.
When he stacked them and pinned them, and they kicked out, bro. Roman's look on his face was like, "Oh no, I'm not.
Speechless.
How could I? No, like, yeah." And then pretty much Solo had to take control. If you saw that, Roman was like shocked, so in shock that Solo had to like, "Yo, we saw in this match, bro." Kind of snap into it, and he put them try to put him through the table. He went through the table and all that stuff. But I think that every second that you went through this, you guys were on the edge of your seat with this storyline and with the match. That's what I think about with these guys is that when it comes to whether they're in a promo, whether they're backstage, whether they're in the ring, every second you're on your seat saying like, "What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?"
Like
and
oh no, like we can sit here and predict like, yo, they're gonna do this, but honestly,
yeah,
come Friday, if they show up or show like, we really gonna be sitting there like, yo, we really don't know what the fuck about to happen.
and I love it because that's what I mean about this golden age. Because like
that's the intrigue. Like we can really sit here like, yo, we really don't know. It
here
could go left so quick. It could be like you said. It could be Solo and Roman. It could be main event Uso and Roman. It could be a triple threat. It could be a fatal four-way. It could be a fatal four-way.
Fatal four-way. We definitely brought that up.
Yeah,
I was thinking it would have been a fatal four-way if Jimmy and Jay ain't never like really get back together. Like they went back to like doing the handshake and like I thought that if we kept seeing the ascension of Jimmy trying to get Jay to come, like, come on, nigga, come on. I thought that we would see Jay be like, man, get the fuck out of here, super kick him. I thought like what happened. Like,
all you need though is them to set the stage and say, listen, the title is SummerSlam, Fatal 4-Way. This is the end of the bloodline, and Jimmy and Jay, just attention alone, was like, hey, listen, my brother, I respect, if you got the moment, we've seen this before where there's people who are in tag teams that are in a triple threat or a Fatal 4-Way where they're like, listen, all right, every man for himself. You know what it is when we get in there. We just saw it with Damage Control. We just saw it with Zoe Starks and Trish in the same match. I think that it's possible.
That was my surprise match of the night.
Which one?
Women's Money in the Back.
The women's money. The women went.
They went off.
Ended though. Oh my god! The way that ended though.
Yo.
Hey, listen. I don't like. I know when I'm right. I know I was 2 for 2.
Now you got it, bro.
Bro, you was 2 for 2, but yo,
you didn't pick Becky.
Every time LA Knight went up the motherfucker.
Yo, every time he did, I'm like, I was like, yeah, I get it. I was like, yeah.
Yo.
And then here comes Damian Priest. I'm like, oh, my nigga.
Yo, and when he punched him off.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yo, I could have just imagined that promo that he would have cut with that bitch.
I wanted it. Man,
yo, I fought for a little bit. I fought for a little bit. Shinsuke was going to get it. For a little bit, I thought Shinsuke was going to get it.
No, they did great. They both both Money in the Bank matches were awesome, man.
No,
I'll go back and watch them.
they showed out. They
They did.
showed out.
They showed out. I mean, we can go back to the
The
Ricochet
men's
spot.
joint,
That
like I said,
crazy shit.
I expected the men's joint. I expected Logan Paul to show out.
I did expect the men to go
out. That
I did.
one joint through the table, fucking nuts, nigga. They was on the fucking ropes, nuts.
Yo,
That
man,
whole
incredible.
that shit was nuts.
Ricochet saved that spot, and I don't think he gets enough credit for being as good as he is at what he does. He's special, dude.
He's the fucking top flight performer, yo. Like, yo, when he did that, I was like, yo, my jaw. I was like, yo, what? And they kept showing on replay. I was like, yo, he did that?
Yeah.
Yo, but I want to know, when did they communicate that with each other? Because, like, you're right.
Yo, they got
they
to.
were on opposite sides of the ladder.
The original spot was supposed to be push him down.
Yeah.
Do a tightrope and then flip onto the table. Like, and when they was and Ricochet say, "Go with me,"
and you can tell, like, all right,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, for Logan, psychology to know when a nigga flip. I'm doing a Spanish fly to try to tuck and like,
wow. You can tell, like his head when his head hit the joint, like you can tell, like, all right, it was almost perfect, but it was like, all right, well, it was close. It was
close, but I think what I thought about was like the commitment to the spot. You know, like you could easily tumble off and, like, you know, fall on the, you know, want the first table, whatever it is. But think about it, like, you guys are saying, no, we are putting this show on for the fans, and we're going to this table one way or another. Like, I know the spot got fucked up. No, we're still in the middle of it, getting fucked up. We're gonna figure out a way to get through this table.
You could call it. You can do a suplex off the
apron or something, and rebound it.
But it's the falling off the ladder on the fucking rope, and then catching each other, and then going off the other rope, and then flipping each other together to the spider joint.
Doing a backflip.
Like, yo,
doing a
you know you playing that shit. I'm sorry. I'm in the back. Like, listen.
Yeah.
You better do this shit fucking verbatim. Like, all right, if I catch you, you better fall.
Mm-hmm. But this is my thing, though. You can't plan for that, and this is why, you know, we, as the podcast, we wanted to always kind of temper our emotions and how we spoke about the performers. You know what I'm saying? Because again, that was live, right? And again, that's Twins saying, like, yo, even if I'm telling you something like we can make a joke about something in the back, like, yo, that's a 20-foot ladder, nigga. Make sure you catch me. But no, when I flip and I don't jump the way I'm supposed to, it's kind of hard for you to catch me. But if you come back and try to, like, if you would, like, yo, I'm trusting you with that, bro. Like, that's
at this point, like, I want to see a Ricochet versus Logan Paul match 1-on-1. Like, I'm there. Like, you know, like, if they got that kind of communication and chemistry, let's fucking get it. Let's see it.
If they do that, it came in a regular match. It came in a regular match. It gotta be some old steel cage, like, ladders. It gotta be something special.
I mean, a ladder match would be ill if one of them can. I don't know where you get a title from, but
no.
I don't think they can get a title on that.
Put them in the Hell in a Cell or something.
Nah, they can't do a Hell in a Cell.
They gotta do something for, like, the.
I mean, if Logan Paul goes away or whatever, like, by WrestleMania, you can get a title on Ricochet.
Logan Paul, what title on Ricochet?
I don't know, man. By WrestleMania,
24/7. Nigga, what title you put on that?
I said the same thing about Dominic. I was like, "Where you gonna get on this thing?" You know. But yeah, man, it was incredible. Both matches. I think Io went off. You know, shit. Becky freaking putting those ladders had no give. And Becky
Trish coming back for hiatus, getting put on that ladder.
Took a beating, yo. And I got so much respect for her, man. Because not only is she, like, coming back when we never expected to have this run, she's there every fucking week, yo. Trish Stratus is there every fucking week, and now just went through a ladder on Sunday, and it's like we're back in the 90s. Like, she's working. She's working.
Trish is tougher than me any day of the week, right? Right, and I listen. Trish tougher than me. Zoe tougher than me for taking that bump from Zelina.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Tougher than me for even trusting myself to even do some shit like that, nigga. No,
Yo, man,
And guess
Zoe was stuck in
what,
that letter.
bro? Her head, God,
Yeah,
nigga, that thing was crazy.
you're nuts. Yeah,
Nuts.
and then the finish, like you said, the shades of Sami Zayn with the handcuffs and with the Jeff Hardy and AJ
Was that
Styles ladder
the
match.
joint, right? Yeah.
But yeah, that I mean, as it was finishing, I was like, oh, Becky's about to win this. But she had to. But once I saw Io come back and put them two together, I was like, oh shit, like it's happening, So I definitely got a huge pop with that one, even though my prediction was Trish and LA Knight. Both of them delivered. Both of them were great matches. I definitely am gonna go back and watch them both. But my boy LA Knight, let's talk about him for a minute, man. The guy is incredibly over, man. And I like you said before, with the briefcase in his hand, like those promos would have been fantastic. But does he need it? I guess not. Because he can talk. He could talk his way into a championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the briefcase would have been an enhancement. Um, as with Priest, this is an elevation, right? They're right. Those are
Oh
different.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
There's a difference between enhancement and there's a difference in elevation. And I think the briefcase will allow Priest to be elevated. I
And it
think they're
also, adds to the storytelling with Judgment Day and what happened later on with Seth and Finn. So I think that the avenues they took with Priest with the briefcase, you can't argue against it because storytelling wise, it adds layers.
um I also think that I also do believe that LA Knight um I think they're trying to just work him as a baby.
They should. I mean, at this point, there's like he's getting that reaction. He, he's organically a babyface, even if he comes out and talks heel shit. I think by now, him and Austin Theory should be getting an angle towards SummerSlam.
That's what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say, bro.
yeah.
And he gets his first championship. You
Hmm.
you know, it's the United States of LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like
He's gonna be a great champ. I can already see it. I can already see it, bro. But I'm happy for the guy. Like the love he's getting. It's not just in London; it's
shout out
everywhere.
to Eli Drake, man.
Eli Drake, yeah, man, come a long way. But and if you hear his story, he thought at one point that it wouldn't be possible that he would make it to WWE, and rightfully so because he's been in it for 20 years already. But he came to NXT, got over organically there. Now he's on SmackDown, getting over organically there. Dude, he's a star in the making. If not a star already. So
This nigga
yeah,
was part of the reason we was watching watching NWA, him and Ricky Stark.
yeah,
Let me talk to you. Him,
yeah,
Ricky Starks, and Eddie Kingston. You know
yep.
what I'm saying? So and then they just gave the show over to Tyus.
Oh God. Yeah, what's see the funny thing about this is
Call
that
my
we're
mama.
we're
Call my mama.
the funny thing about this golden age is that I feel like the indies have taken a big hit, but the main shows have now gotten better because we have two competitors, you know,
Indies is living. Indies is thriving right now.
thriving, thriving. I think I think we're in a budding indie generation where I feel like the guys who are good right now or like thriving right now are still very new, if I'm not mistaken. They feel like, all right, you guys are more newer out, even if they've been in the game for like 2, 3, 4 years. I still feel like they're kind of like not like the Adam Coles who were in the Indies for like 9 years before he got to WWE. You know what I mean? It's they're still in the beginning of their indie career in a sense. It feels like to me.
Well,
But
I mean, realistically, we still got guys out there like, you know, I would have I would have loved to see, again, we speak of Shane Taylor all the time,
I
being
know,
on
yeah,
AEW TV or being, like you said, NXT is a joke. Or I really like Darius Carter. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Very skilled technical wrestler. Um, um, man, shout out Trisha Dora getting a lot of love and for AEW. But I think again, rightfully so, like you speaking, right? It ain't. It's not. But at the same time, it's been, you know, uh, uh, plucked apart. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah,
almost
absolutely.
it's almost how people feel like talk about Africa, right? But you like, nigga, what the fuck you talking about? It's still Germans over there, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like Africa is rich, right? You like, no, nigga on TV, they took everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
watch,
I don't mean it like
you
that.
know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
mean like the
Yeah.
indies are completely depleted. Not
No, but I understand.
yeah,
It's not rich. I understand.
yeah,
It's
because
just not
the before back in
PWG,
when
ROH.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
when we started the pod, it was WWE and Indies and New Japan. That was it. It was like WWE. We had all these indie federations that you can go to Evolve, you can go to freaking MLW. You got all this stuff that you can tap into and see
Progress.
your favorite wrestlers. Yeah, Progress, all that stuff. You don't
Absolutely.
hear as much from them as much. At least I don't, as we did back then, because
No,
now AEW is like taking everybody
it's
that
true.
if they come on AEW, they get a rub over there, and they actually like the fans like them. They get signed. So
That's true. That's a true statement. That's true.
yeah, even Triple A's people are going to AEW. So it's interesting to see that this new game. Now how the impact is happening with the indies, but then it just gives more opportunity for other people to shine. I feel like like going over to HOG the other a couple weeks ago and seeing like the guy Charles Mason, like I mentioned. I never knew him, but would he have gotten an opportunity if you had, you know, the Lee Moriarty's there and the Adam Coles over there, or if these guys weren't in AEW, if Sammy Guevara was in HOG.
And shout out Lee Moriarty too. He's one of those guys who we recently just found out about in the last 5 years of us doing this pod, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
There will always also, like you say, there will always be guys that we find out about like this. I found out about another Tracy Williams, right? I thought he was black. Apparently he is not. Right? You know what I'm saying? I thought the way that he was described and his nickname, right? I thought that nigga was his name was Tracy Hot Sauce Williams, right? I for sure thought that nigga was black.
I saw it.
Bruh, he ain't.
I see.
He ain't. And he from Brooklyn. I thought he was black. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is, yeah, we can still pull up on some gems every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to White Tracy, just like White Dante and White Mike. You know what I'm saying? They catch you off guard sometimes.
Yeah, where's Twin at, yo? What happened to him?
He got summoned. He got
Oh,
summoned.
okay, got you.
We know how that goes.
For sure. Maybe say goodbye. It's like, oh, gotta go. It
I mean,
disappeared.
that's usually how it goes, though. Bro.
Yeah, I feel you.
Are you at a party? You know what I'm saying? If your homie do not catch the nod, you're like, man, where's Twin go? Oh, okay, yeah, we know.
Here now. That's funny.
I only got one guy with me, fella. She only telling me to come once. She drunk and she hungry and she horny, and I'm trying to see if I can get a quick in the car before she go sleep.
Shout out to Twin, bro. I respect it. I respect it, brother. Oh man. But yeah, anything else but the night? Because like I mean, you talked about the post press conference, and there's a couple things I want to touch on because you mentioned the Cody thing. But what I took from it also is they're breaking records still, like with the Pay Live events. Like Triple H has been saying, like them going to London, the whole thing about John Cena showing up, like that was a complete shocker. Possibly WrestleMania being in London, they are expanding different avenues that I haven't seen WWE do in ever. They're approaching new territory. It feels like storytelling wise, market wise. I think that as of right now, most of the Pay Live events have been outside of the North America. The general North America. It's been Montreal. It's been Saudi Arabia, Puerto Rico. I know that's kind of people put it North America, but you know, markets they haven't been in and tapped into before. Now we're in London, and then we have the other one is Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. That's it. So majority of them have been outside of the general what we used to been seen as a company. So business wise, it seems like they're thriving. Storytelling wise, clearly they're thriving. It feels like they're onto something, man. Like I don't
No,
know.
they're just on the nose, CT. They're on to what what modern business is, right? You don't have one fucking person making decisions, right? They're like that. That's just you have an owner of a team who say this is what the fuck I want. Then you have a president and a GM and a coach to carry out that thing. And then on the other side, you got a chief brand marketing officer, you got a chief finance officer, you got a motherfucking COO, you got a co-CEO.
And they all doing their one job very well.
And this motherfucker said, you know what? My hat, I'm gonna put on this headband here. I'm gonna put on this headband here. I'm gonna put on this hat. I'm gonna put on this hat. Oh, what you doing? I'm gonna put on this hat. You know what I'm saying? Anything else? Who job else I gotta take? Yeah? I gotta take anybody else's job. Because this nigga was wearing everything. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was wearing absolutely everything, brother.
Nah, he wouldn't relinquish control, and it seems like the relinquishing of control has done them well, if that's what it is.
But we called it though. When Nick,
Yeah.
when Nick got there, I know,
Yeah.
I know it took you say he was like, man, I gotta see Vince without a WrestleMania. We know with Nick Khan, and we saw plenty with Vince still there. And then when Trips came, he was like, nah, nigga, I really gotta see if they trust this nigga with storyline with WrestleMania. And we had it. And they broke the record. And the story is good. And Vince came in and was like, come and cash out. I'm going to do that. Because my shit looks good. My portfolio is still looking good. This is the top thing that I have on my portfolio. And if y'all niggas not gonna fuck it up, then yeah. Oh, but you best believe I'm riding chauffeur in this motherfucker. And y'all just not listen. I'm not giving y'all keys to this Rolls Royce. Y'all just gotta drive me around. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what this is.
Yeah, I'm not driving anymore, but yeah.
So and honestly, now they can make their own stops. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, pops, we about to stop real quick over here. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of shit now, which again, Nick and Paul were always gonna be like, Nick was like, I don't give a fuck about what you do, and Paul was like, I don't give a fuck about what you do. And I'm like,
but you know what's funny? I think it's kind of quite the opposite. I think they have the same vision. I think they're like, no, I want to do this, and you want to do this. Let's go. I feel like that's what's been going on. Because if you saw way back with NXT, Triple H had the whole NXT Europe, NXT Africa. Not Africa. He skipped over Africa. Asia, South Africa.
Well, I think he skipped over Africa because he got a grandiose. It's gonna be so big. He ain't want to like group it in with everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
He said South America NXT. He had all these plans, and then that shit was dead for years. Dead, So now it seems like they're getting back to let's expand the brand globally because we're already a global brand. Let's go to some of these places. Let's have shows and see how it responds. And now they're breaking records with SmackDown.
Triple H is a devious though. It ain't because let's expand the brand like Nick is expanding brand. Nick is okay. Yes, they're two deviants, but they're two deviants at the same time. Which again, I do believe, yes, to your point, Trips and Nick are both like, hey, let's expand the brand. But Nick is like, because I get 15% of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Nick is
about the money.
And Trips is like, shit, I don't want no wrestling company. So, like, it's almost like Triple H is a surrogate of Vince. Right, like he doesn't necessarily want
the evolution of Vince.
He don't want to kill the territories, but he absolutely want to work with the territories in order to not have those territories of like haven't heard of
I
Evolve
mean,
or
we'll see what
Progress.
happens. I think that Wembley Stadium with All In is like in a couple of months or in a month or so, and they're gonna go and have a great show. Like, and it's not unheard of that that they can sell out if they haven't already. So all this London sold out, and this competition of like, yeah, we sold out SmackDown, we sold out London Arena right day after. That's incredible, but the competition is here. There's no, he cannot kill the momentum of AEW. So like, I'm just here to have to enjoy it
But
because
I
like,
don't think they want
and
to. I don't think they want to kill it. That's my thing. Like you say, the evolution. I don't think they're killing the competition, but there isn't any competition. You can get any fucking scraps we leave behind. Please, by all means. I'm not scraping and cleaning my plate here. But best believe, nigga, we getting majority of the meat off this bone. Right? And I think that is where the difference lies for Nick and Triple H at the same time, like, man, on to the next spot.
yeah.
Right? On to where we can capture another plate, right?
I mean, you think about it, like the Saudi stuff is going to happen from now on because they make more money with the Saudi shows than they make for WrestleMania. Let's be real. So that's going to be a consistent thing. But I think what's more telling is that the Puerto Rico show, the London show, these territories have not been places they frequented before, and Montreal has been. It's been a long time since they had a pay live event in Canada. So I think this happening this year, this often, more frequent, is a shift in mindset and ethos where, yeah, they're going to take more risks, and I think it's going to pay off. Like, I think that, man, these like the crowd. Think about the crowd in London. Like, it was incredible.
Risks though at the same time of considering like realistically, logically coming off of COVID.
They're calculated risks. Don't get me wrong.
But no,
Absolutely.
I mean, also like yes, they're calculated risk, but again, are they really risks? Like, hey, we haven't got money over here in a decade. Let's go try and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like again, like that market is hasn't died, right? They know, like they done the research, right? We're still really prevalent over there.
I think the Saudi stuff made it more easier for them to do this stuff because
Absolutely.
they're like, all right,
Absolutely.
we're gonna be having a show on in the middle of the fucking day. Are we gonna have people tune into it?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that has worked for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, like you say, the pay-per-view model, everything changed
Yeah.
everything, right?
Exactly.
Where
Streaming.
we can. That's what I'm saying. Like the this age, again, bringing our conversations full circle from before we was on artificial intelligence, right? It's taking over the world. All right. So once technology on and Shuri was like, technology does what I want. No, technology does what it allows us to think that it does. Right. Right now, right, the WWE, and when it evolved its technology, it expanded itself. But again, technology still told and dictated WWE what the fuck they were going to do. Hey, when this network launched, you had money over here, and them niggas from the past, since the WWE network, they've been trying to chase how we gonna get that bag over there. Right?
What I've learned, I think that the technology thing, like from doing my coding thing, is that it's really data, and they got more data, which allowed them to do that.
Absolutely.
This computer that you are communicating on, it's dumb. It's just electricity. It doesn't know when we tell it what to do, and then it does it. Now AI and all that stuff. Now I don't know enough about that, and how far
You're
that's
smart.
gonna go.
You're smart. You're smart. Smart as fuck. I know you're listening. We know how smart you are. You see our face, right? We say you are smart.
We gotta tell it to record though. We gotta tell it what to do. We gotta tell it, hey, listen, this is a browser. Open the browser for me. Like this is us putting in an input in. Like I think you can't do nothing on its own. So like, but when they get data from the network, it's data from different places. That's all it is. Now they were smart to use that data and say, listen, this is an option for us. And then they knew wrestling's worldwide. They've been to other places and how their house shows have gone. But to say, listen, all right, we're gonna take our main pay live events there, and we're going to sell out a big stadium out over there, not some like small arena. That is different. and I enjoyed it. Puerto
And
Rico
that's
went
the evolution,
crazy,
and that's the
London went
evolution.
crazy.
I,
Come on,
like you
man.
said, it's the evolution of the business. Remember,
Saudi went crazy too a little bit.
WrestleMania wasn't always stadium shows, right? They
True.
used to do those at like basketball arena, right? WrestleMania 14, I think it was at like Boston. It was in Boston, if I'm not mistaken. It's where the team started or some shit like that, right? They weren't at Fenway.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, but now a WrestleMania go to Boston, that bitch in Fenway. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, so the evolution again of the business too, right? And again, like we in business and logic, we talk about Saudis getting involved, right? They're here to stay, bro. They're getting involved in everything, right? They're in golf.
Yes,
They're
right.
small minority owners in fucking the basketball team in Washington.
Yeah.
I think so like they're just listen, their money good. Okay.
I
They
wonder, like,
good.
and the funny thing about it, I mean, obviously they got their own culture there, but I feel like, and this is a different conversation entirely, but like, I think that sports, music, um, there's certain things that bring people together. I mean, and this is one of those things I feel like bring people together, and cultures tend to mix a little bit more and become more, synchronistic a sense. Will like people be traveling to Saudi Arabia
Oh,
to see WrestleMania one day?
niggas ain't going to China, but they want their iPhone and they want their MacBook. Okay, we know what goes on over there, and we know what goes on over there. Okay,
But
just
this is, but a MacBook is all material, like sports, and I think it's a little bit different. I think it does unite people a little bit more, like sports entertainment, all that stuff. So I don't
what
know.
the fuck?
Maybe that's more, wishful
Sneakers?
thinking.
You know what I'm saying? What they want to do is bring on? You think niggas going over to Saudi to watch their national team? Nah, brother. Like,
No,
yeah,
if they have like a big WrestleMania show out there, or if they like, are people traveling to Saudi
they
Arabia?
already got their WrestleMania show. They paying for it.
All right, are we going out there? Like, not me and you, but like, are people in America flying out there to go see these
Hell
shows?
no. No, bro, we didn't want to go there for the World Cup. They bought it. That's what I'm trying
I'm
to tell
saying in
you,
10 years or so, 20 years.
bro. What? It's been 20
Okay,
years since 9/11. You think what time is what is time
dude.
doing?
Okay,
What
that's a
is
different
time?
country completely, but
Time,
that is not
money.
fair. You cannot put 9/11 on Saudi Arabia.
Oh, I'm not. I ain't. But what I'm trying to tell you is America. You talking about is America going to Saudi Arabia?
Okay, let's move past that completely. Okay, forget about my wishful thinking. Fuck it. Listen, I'm just saying that there's certain things that
Listen,
food, sports,
Americans,
music bring the world
Americans that's
together.
going over there ain't spending money to go. They
All
going over
right,
there to get it. Okay, like
got
that's
it,
how that
got it.
transaction works.
All right, bet. um, but yeah, man, I was really impressed with the show all around. Now I'll say something real quick that you might not like, that people might not like. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, good match. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to see them have the same match again. If they ever come to contact each other, they need to change up the formula, And I get it; they probably didn't have all the time in the world to do what a crazy match and with long finish and all that stuff, and the multiple like false
They only had
finishes,
13 minutes.
huh?
They only had 13 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. They only had 13 minutes, so it's very quick, fast paced matches. But I think if once I gotten somebody, like if I was like in, I mean, I don't know shit. I'm just a guy talking, but um, every time I have a match with somebody who I have chemistry with, I'm trying to change the formula up every single time. And it feels like we kind of get the same stuff with them. This time, obviously, he was selling the ribs and all that stuff, which is great stuff. Like they are super talented, but to stand out from the fray, you got to change the formula from the last couple of matches we've seen with y'all, which we've seen. And then the major takeaways that Damian Priest came out kind of cost Finn the match the same way that Finn kind of cost him the World Heavyweight Championship match a couple weeks prior. When he told him not to come out. So there is drama there with the Judgment Day. Damian Priest got the Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm all there for it. But I get it. 13 minutes. Maybe we'd got more if they got more time. But I want to see them face again, but I want the formula of the match to change. I need to see them change something, whether it's like making it more of a hardcore style match, making it more of a more uh if you want to even go technical, fine. The selling aspect of Seth, I think, could have been more prominent in the match. But that's just me, and I don't mean to be the guy that's to cry about spilt milk. It was still a great performance, but that was my takeaway from that match. And we'll see how things grow. But right now, Seth Rollins has a big task. Everything he's been doing match after match with the World Heavyweight Championship, has defended it just as many times as Roman has defended his championship in a matter of a month, and he's doing great with the title. So, all in all, just it can get repetitive. Just be careful because you're having it so frequently. Matches like that don't have the same match for everybody. So
Well, I mean, again, that's Finn's been losing a lot, so they
he
can't have
has.
another match period, right? Because if they have another match period, then it just kills Finn unless he's winning. Um, I will say this: Seth isn't a formulaic wrestler, but he's a grooves wrestler, right? If I'm hitting my grooves, then I'm hitting my grooves. You know what I'm saying? Meaning I'm gonna hit my spots, I'm gonna hit my stick, you know what I'm saying? But I can roll with the punches. I think Finn is that too, but I do believe that once they recognize how much time they had going out, I think they were just like, let's do a formulaic type deal.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if they already knew what the finish was going to be, I'm pretty sure they didn't take too, like you say, the liberty of painting an abstract, on the canvas. I think they did something very much that was palatable. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do agree with you on that. Like
Okay.
um, uh, chemistry has to be expanded on, right? And let's see what we got.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
okay, we did this last time. What can we do to change it up this time that it's completely different than what we did before? And this is Seth with not just Finn, Seth with other people. I think that Seth can get in that groove, like you say,
Sean
he,
was like that too.
yeah,
Sean gave
yeah,
it to that. Sean would get it whether he's working with a big man, it was a big man match. Whether
hmm
he's working with a technician, it was a technician match, right? Right. You can go back and look at his different matches with Kurt Angle. They can be the same match if you're not invested in it differently. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, so I can understand that completely.
yeah, for sure. Um,
Got anything else?
nah, man, Ronda and Shayna, that's the only thing that was a shock. Cena coming back, I thought that was cool. That shocked me. Um, those were the things I took away from the night. Definitely looking for the Shayna turn. The rumor is that Ronda is out by the end of the year. She'll be gone out of WWE, and this is just to get her that feud that she wanted with Shayna before she ends her career with WWE, which is cool. I'm here for it because we've been waiting for it.
Yep.
So yeah, I can't wait to see where we do with that, and hopefully this can catapult Shayna into the main event scene on the women's side of things, and get it finally
Bro, I've been
a
picking
title
Shayna
shot.
to win the Royal Rumble for like 4 years straight. Maybe.
Yeah, word up. Yeah, and I picked her from Money in the Bank a couple times too. But yeah, she's. I think this can be the one that the victory that says, all right, now I'm done with this tag team shit. Let me move on to that main title that's eluded me, the Raw or SmackDown Women's Championship or World and WWE Women's Championship.
Before we get out of here, one time down for Natty. 7-time Guinness Book World Record, Guinness Book of World Record, and the jokes about what it was at first were jokes, but apparently Natty has set some real records.
For
Uh,
sure.
Most SmackDown matches for a woman, most Raw matches for a woman, most pay-per-view matches for a woman, most matches period
Yeah.
WWE history as a woman, right? Like this, she racking it up, and
What did I say, man? There was Woman of the Decade over there. We called this when we did our Woman of the Decade. When we did our 10 year 2020. Um, Natty has been the hardest working woman
of
in
that
wrestling
decade,
history.
absolutely.
Honestly, in wrestling history, if you think about it, like who has worked harder than Natty? I mean, she can't. book herself to win. So she can have a 42% winning record. So what? She goes out there and she does her job. So I'm a guy who
As we say, thank you, Trish. Thank you, Natty.
Thank you, Natty, for sure. Dead ass.
Thank
And
you, Natty. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So I'm glad
And
you brought that up.
thank you to your sister too, for sure.
Y'all, man, y'all really looking for attention out there, bro. Y'all be setting the thirst traps out and then acting like shit, the most innocent pair
Oh,
of.
oh, oh. They're them type of women that can cry like that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, you stay away from them only when you get up close to them. You know what I'm saying? You get close, you stay away.
It's
You
a
know?
trap, bro. It's a trap.
Super trap. You know
Listen,
what I'm
man.
saying? Thank you guys. Well, I'm saying we ain't even live. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cut that out.
You can say thank you, dog. It's no problem with that. It's not against the law.
You can have manners, you know.
Listen, man. All love. Everything's wrestling. Rest in peace. Draws. I saw that he passed. And yeah, man. I know somebody else passed away too a couple of weeks ago. We never really talked about, but um, Iron Sheik. Did we mention him? Rest in peace.
Bubba.
Yeah, rest in peace, Iron Sheik. Bubba. That was a tough one. Um, break your back and make you humble. That dude was hilarious, bro. But
He
shout out
was
to
another one I used to be on the Love Return show. Heavy, bro.
oh
Like
word.
Dan used to exploit the fuck out of him.
Damn, man, he lived the gimmick, bro. Other
Okay.
than that, I think we're good, man. We'll be back in here tapping next week, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Everything is wrestling, man. Shout out, Russell Rap.
Yeah, man.
Peace.
Peace out.